Milan is a great place to visit, but it is also a small place. The must-see sites for tourists are quite close together and can be done, in some sense, in one single day. So day trips to other places from Milan are very popular. And one of the most popular day trip destinations is of course Lake Como. Think George Clooney's mansion, Star Wars filming locations, and also Villa La Casinella that appears on Succession, the HBO series.
Amazing place. Yeah. No?
But for trail runners or hikers, Lake Como is also a place to include some long runs in your Italian vacation. A great trail for a day trip is one that goes from Como to Bellagio. It's called Dorsale del Triangolo Lariano. Lariano or Rarius is another name for Lake Como. The trail actually begins at Brunate. You can get there from Como by funicular. On this trail, you can get some spectacular views of the lake, and it's about 35 kilometers long with about 1500 meters of total elevation gain. If you're mostly running at an easy pace, 6 to 7 hours are more than enough to finish the whole trail. That will bring you to Bellagio, right at the middle of Lake Como, another very scenic and touristic town, and you can take the ferry back to Como from there. The Dorsale is in general quite easy, most of it are dirt roads, and there are several routes in the middle you can take, so the distance and elevation gain in total may vary a bit. Although there are plenty of signposts en route, I think it's quite hard for tourists to understand the different names marked on it, so it will be easier to download a GPX map on your phone or on your watch and just follow it. Of course, if you're confident enough, you can improvise along the way. Here I'm going to talk about 4 things that you might want to pay attention to if you are doing this trail. First, if you are going to Como, Milan on a weekday, the morning rush hour traffic in the city can be quite congested, so be prepared for that. Second, there are several train stations in Como. Although Brunate, the starting point of Dorsale, is closer to the Como Lago station. If you are starting off from Milan Central, it's actually faster to go to Como San Giovanni instead. You don't have to change train, and you can basically walk across the city of Como, which is quite small, to take the funicular to Brunate. Third, you can also hike from Como to Brunate instead, but that's quite a steep climb, and after all you have a rather long run in front of you, so I would avoid that. Fourth, to better plan out your day trip, it's good to have a look at the schedule of the boats leaving from Bellagio to Como first. It's not exactly frequent, and you might want to go there to buy your tickets a little bit earlier. Otherwise, you might have to wait for the next boat or take the bus, which does not offer the same kind of view as the boat trip. So at Brunate, once you get off the funicular, follow the signs to go to Vado Vodiano first. You can already get a good view of the lake from there. And after the Vado, our hike really starts. At first it's all tarmac. You'll see people parking their cars on their rooftops. And if you see the signs, follow the direction to Monte Boleto. Although I'm not going up to the top this time, along the way you'll have some limited views of the lake. And then we follow the direction to Monte Poletone. This time we'll go up to the top. There is a cross marking the top. The view up there is quite good. Better if we had a blue sky, but here I'm running on a rather cloudy day.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Però è un...
Next, we follow the route to Cabana Mara. Our next peak is Monte Balanzone, where you will find the best view on this route, in my opinion. Up there you'll also find a small chapel and a bell, and you can ring the bell. After Monte Balanzone, follow the direction to Coma di Somano, which is our midpoint in terms of distance. At this point, we would have done most of the climbing already. At the Colma, you should also find a restaurant, but unfortunately the business hours on Google Maps for this restaurant is far from accurate. So bring along more water and food just in case. Don't rely on these restaurants to be your resupply spot. After the restaurants at the Colma, we follow the route to Monte San Primo. Here we don't actually go up to the top of Monte San Primo. After a large farmhouse, we follow the direction down to Bellagio. The last 10k are mostly downhill, also quite runnable. From my one-time experience, the Dorsale di Triangolo Lariano is not extremely scenic. There are many places where your view is blocked by the trees and so on. You don't always have the lake in your view. But it's a good exercise for runners who are on vacation. The terrain is usually runnable and quite easy, so you wouldn't get too tired to continue on your travel. And at the same time, you get to see both Como and Bellagio, two great places to visit for tourists as well. And if you prefer, you can actually go the reverse direction from Bellagio to Como. The two runners I've met on the trail that day were actually going in that direction. It really depends on whether you want to do more sightseeing in Bellagio before or after your run. It's up to you. So I hope you'll give Dorsale di Triangolo Lariano a try and have fun visiting Lake Como.